Salam sejahtera, anda bersama saya Rizal Zulkapli dan ini Niaga AWANI. Kita mulakan dengan perkembangan dalam negara. Top Glove sediakan 9,000 peluang pekerjaan untuk rakyat Malaysia tahun ini, termasuk untuk graduan TVET. Menurut Pengarah Urusan syarikat sarung tangan terbesar dunia itu Datuk Lee Kim Meow, Top Glove turut mensasarkan untuk menjadi syarikat Fortune Global 500. Saksikan temubual yang saya lakukan bersama Datuk Lee Kim Meow yang turut menyentuh berkenaan R&D dan prinsip alam sekitar, sosial dan juga tabir urus atau ESG. Dato', thank you for joining us. Top Glove embarked on a year-long recruitment drive in January this year with the aim to hire about 9,000 Malaysians. How has the response been so far? What's the amount of applicants and number of new hires that you have?
Tremendous response, Encik Rizal, because as you know, why we launched this program is because we realized that the COVID-19 situation has brought about a lot of unemployment, higher unemployment for the locals in Malaysia. So since last year and even the year before, Top Glove has taken it as their aim to recruit more local workers. It can be seen in the numerous career fairs that we have participated the past few years. And also, since last year, we have conducted a lot of virtual interviews. We have conducted a lot of walk-in interviews. That was previously. And the results are starting to come back, and especially our engagement with TVET institutions, we have done well. And we are glad that last year we have announced that we are going to recruit 9,000 local Malaysians. And we have also answered the government's request to focus more on taking care of new employment for our locals and more of reducing our dependence on foreign workers. So one of the main aims is that we are taking in more people, because our aim is that eventually to have more locals in our production facilities, in our various operational places. And so the figure 9,000 is not that difficult to achieve, I should say, because in year 2020, we have already achieved about 6,700 local employees. So to take it from 6,007 to 9,000 is not that difficult. In fact, for next year, we are also aiming at about, instead of 9,000, we are aiming about 11,000, 12,000 local employment for our fellow Malaysians. And we felt that over time, yes, I think we have improved the conditions of the employment. We have improved the salary range. We have also added in a lot of amenities and also a lot of training, because we realize that it's important to train our local Malaysians. We have also given a lot of internships, trainee programs for the various universities in Malaysia. We have participated a lot of their virtual sessions where students engage us, where they are interviewed online, where they are offered employment almost immediately. So all these are happening, and I'm confident that moving forward, we will continue to work closely with the Ministry of Human Resources. We work closely with the Pekerso. We will also work closely with the various universities, career fairs, and any other avenues where we could continue to add on with our local workers. And it's easier to get local workers in states like the East Coast, like Pahang, Kelantan, Terengganu. More difficult in Klang Valley. So what we have done, we have even gone all the way. We have even traveled all the way to Pahang, to this Kelantan, and also Terengganu. We have career fairs. We have set up career fairs there because we want to bring the locals there. And we provide accommodation for them in Klang Valley so that they could start a new life, they could have a chance to be trained and have a chance to be gainfully employed.
In the past 3 years, the company has embarked on increased use of automation, digitalization, robotics and AI across its operations. The recruitment drive, I think somebody said that, or I think Top Glove has also informed us that the recruitment drive is also to hire about 2,300 TVET graduates, right, Dato', who are proficient in these areas. Do we have the capability among Malaysian TVET graduates to fill this need?
Yes, certainly. In fact, we realized that TVET candidates are good because they've gone through operational and technical training, and they are aware that they need to learn. And as could be seen last week or the week before that, the government has also placed a lot of emphasis on consolidating and streamlining TVET syllabus as well as TVET system to ensure that it is more efficient and to ensure that it's run better. But our engagement with TVET has taken place even much longer. We have engaged TVET students at least about 2-3 years ago, and so far we find them to be good. And nowadays our TVET candidates even come from places I've explained just now, from the East Coast, example from Pahang, Kelantan and Terengganu. So we felt that for our purpose, there is a great potential for TVET candidates to do well, because they speak the local Malaysian language. Unlike foreign workers, they need time to know the foreign language, so there could be miscommunication that may happen along the way. So with TVET students, no problem. We provide the necessary supervisory training for them so that they are able to take on a better role, and we continue to have a good career path for them to move up. For example, from being a leader, and then after that they are able to take it up to be an officer, and later on to be executive. And later on, there's no limit. In fact, we always say that working in Top Glove, the sky is the limit. Later on, we certainly hope that some of them would be managers, managers in charge of factories, managers in charge of head of departments, and etc. So all these are basically our long-term program, and so far it's going on well. We hope that Malaysia eventually can move closer to countries like Germany and Switzerland, whereby their TVET numbers are a lot more, and where a lot of small SME companies rely on TVET to power the nation towards greater economic growth.
Let's also again talk about the AI, digitalization, the robotics that you've used across your operations in the past 3 years. Can you tell us more about Top Glove's IR 4.0 journey?
Yes, this is something we embarked on at least about 15 years ago, when we started to have automation in a lot of factories. And that was also brought about because at that time the government also mentioned that the industry, or rather the country, cannot continue to depend on foreign workers. So it's good that we started much earlier, because if not at this juncture, I should say that we probably need a few more thousand foreign workers. So we are glad that despite our expansion, our strong expansion on a year-to-year basis, I'm glad to say that we have required lesser workers, not the other way around. Meaning that as you expand more and more, you need more and more workers. Ours is the other way around, because with the help of AI, with the help of automation, digitalization, we have required less people, less workforce to maintain the factories. Example, about 10 years ago, we probably need about 6 or 7 workers to produce 1 million pieces of gloves. Right now, we are only requiring 1.5 workers to produce 1 million pieces of gloves. So you can see that the 10-year period from 7 workers to 1.5 workers is a big improvement indeed.
And you mentioned about your research team. We understand that Top Glove has a sizable R&D unit. Tell us more about that.
Yes, I think R&D, continuing R&D technology is the cornerstone of the future of a company. So Top Glove is no exception. We have taken it upon us to invest a lot on R&D to the tune of 1% of our total revenue, or ringgit Malaysia in terms of R&D and AI and improvement, at least 75 million ringgit Malaysia a year. And we have also increased the number of specialists, the number of experts in our R&D center. And also pleased to share with you, by the end of 2021, Top Glove will have 12 R&D centers. This is a big change from establishing the first R&D center in July 2013 till end of this year, 2021. From one R&D center to end of this year, we have 12 R&D centers. And the number of staff also we have increased tremendously. In the past, we probably have less than 10 staff in the R&D center. Right now, we have 1,000 staff and still continuing. And out of these 1,000 staff, we have 40 PhD employees, and we have a few hundred master students, and the rest are all executives with bachelor degrees in the various courses of study. So that kind of emphasis will put it in a very good position to position ourselves well for the future, because we always think that we need to get ready for the future. And the future will basically be looking towards Top Glove dream of becoming a Fortune Global 500 company by the year 2030. So to do that, we have to start working, to have various initiatives on hand, so that we could eventually reach our goal of becoming a Fortune Global 500 company by 2030.
Dato', you talked about your R&D, you talked about your future plans, you talked about your employing local workers. But this dream to become the Fortune 500 company, and where you are right now, what is the gap, and how is Top Glove addressing the gap between where you are right now and becoming a Fortune 500 company? Tell us about the future.
Yeah. I think basically to narrow the gap, we have to do a lot more things now. Like talent recruitment is one of our key pillars of growth, and the other one would be investing in technology and having more R&D centers, and also looking at potential M&A or even strategic business partnerships with our customers to take us to a higher level. Because we realize that just by doing gloves alone, we will not be able to reach the Fortune Global 500. So we need to have a lot more other businesses to come in to enable Top Glove to move that kind of level that they talk about in Fortune Global 500. So recently we have also announced that we are going for listing in Hong Kong. And one of the main objectives is also basically to bring Top Glove to a higher level and to have greater access for Top Glove to know of other international players, where Top Glove could talk about joint ventures, where Top Glove could talk about collaboration, where Top Glove could talk about going into a bigger market. For example, from Hong Kong will be to China and other parts of the world. So all these are basically the initiatives we are doing now, and that is the reason why we are actively involved in recruiting talent, in recruiting locals, so that we are ready when the time comes.
Dato', I think you mentioned something really interesting about partnership and collaboration. Are you actively looking for a partner in any market, say, for example, China? Right now, are you actively looking for that partner to collaborate with and to expand your markets?
Certainly, Encik Rizal. In fact, it happens all the time. Even before this year, in previous years, we have all kinds of proposals coming to us. The idea is that to create value for top clubs, the idea is that to bring more growth to top clubs, so the top club could continue to grow strongly. Top clubs could be a player, in the global scene, in other medical-related industries as well. Example, top clubs, we have declared that we are a healthcare company. So we are not only a company that is involved in the manufacturing of gloves, but also we are a healthcare company. So if you go abroad to a bigger market, you get noticed, you have the potential and the opportunity to mix with the bigger players, to mix with other global players, to also get to know other Fortune global companies. And from there, I think opportunities abound for all kinds of possibilities.
On that note, thank you very much, Datuk, for joining us.
Thank you, Encik Rizal.
Thank you very much.